Good morning, dear class. I hope you all have done good in your exams. Before the exam week, we were reading the chapter Respiration in Organisms. We have read the introduction, in which you came to know about the definition of respiration, the two phases, the breathing external respiration and the internal respiration, or which is also known as cellular respiration. We also read about what is external and internal respiration, what is the breathing rate, respiratory organ in various organisms like the diffusion of gases that takes place through cell membrane, that was in amoeba, diffusion of gases through skin, breathing through air tubes or trachea, and breathing through gills, that we saw in fishes. Today we are going to start the paragraph breathing through lungs and also respiratory system of human beings. All vertebrate that live on land, such as adult frogs, snakes, birds, and mammals, including humans, respire through lungs. Now, all the vertebrates that live on land, such as the example of frog, snake, bird, mammals, and also human being like we live on land and we are also known as vertebrates, breathe through lungs. Now, next paragraph is respiratory system of human beings. The human respiratory system consists of nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and lungs. These are the different parts of which human respiratory system is made up of. Lungs are present in the chest cavity. This cavity is surrounded by ribs on both sides. At the base of the chest cavity, there is a large muscular sheet called diaphragm. Now, this is what the main respiratory system of human being consists of, that is the lungs, which are present in the chest cavity. This cavity is surrounded by ribs. Ribs or rib cage is a bony structure that prevents lungs from any type of damage. At the base of the chest cavity, there is a large muscular sheet called diaphragm. Now, at the base of the chest cavity, there is a muscular sheet which is known as diaphragm. First is nose. Air enters the body through the nose. Externally, the nose consists of two nostrils. The hair lining of the nostrils traps and prevents dust particles from entering the respiratory system. Now, the first organ that is to be considered a part of respiratory system is a nose. The air enters the nose and from external environment, and the nose consists of two nostrils. The hair lining of the nostrils trap and prevent dust particles from entering the respiratory system. The hair that you generally see inside your nose are to trap dust particles so that they cannot enter your lungs. The nasal cavity also secretes mucus which traps dust particles and harmful organisms. The nasal cavity is also provided with sensory cells for smelling, that is sense of smell. Now, after the air has entered through the nostrils, the nasal cavity also secretes mucus which traps the dust particle and harmful organisms. The nasal cavity is also provided with sensory cells for smelling. Now, by your nasal cavity, a mucus substance is released by your nose so that these dust particles can be removed out from your nose, and the nasal cavity is also provided with some sensory cells for smelling. Next is the pharynx. The nasal cavity leads into a passage called pharynx. Pharynx is a common passage for food and air. Now, next, once the air has entered to the nasal cavity, it is then allowed to travel through a tube which is known as pharynx. It is a common passage for food and air. The air passes through the pharynx and enters the trachea or the windpipe, which is in the middle of the neck. Now, pharynx is also known as the windpipe, and the air is passed through the pharynx and then it enters the trachea or the windpipe, which is in the middle of the neck. Pharynx, as you know, is the common lining for food and air, and through pharynx the wind is entered, the air is entered through trachea, which is also known as the windpipe. The opening of the trachea is guarded by a muscular flap called epiglottis, and the end of swallowing food, the epiglottis prevents the entering of this food to the windpipe. Now, you might get confused that since air and food enters through pharynx, so they can get mixed up. This mixing of food and air is prevented by epiglottis. What is epiglottis? The opening of trachea is guarded by a muscular flap. This is known as epiglottis, and at the time of swallowing food, the epiglottis prevents the entering of food to the windpipe. These were the two main first chambers, the nose and the pharynx, which are responsible for the air to enter into our body from the external environment and then allowed to pass through the pharynx to the trachea or the windpipe. I hope you have understood these two paragraphs in today's class.